Welcome to the High Ticket Success Podcast, where premium coaches, consultants, and advisors come for bold strategies, big breakthroughs, and real results. I'm your host, Dave Dubeau.
Hey, folks, chances are if you're watching this podcast, you are self-employed or you want to become your own boss. You want to get into doing your own business, but you might not be sure about how best to do that. And especially a lot of professional people, if they're getting out of being an employee and they're starting their own thing, it can be a real challenge. Well, today's special guest, Estie Starr, has done it herself, and she's helped hundreds, if not thousands, of other people do this in very interesting circumstances. So, Estie, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
So excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, Estie, I usually say, let's just jump in, talk about what you're doing, but you've got a very, very interesting backstory. So I would like you to kind of share how you got into doing what you're doing.
Sure. Back in 2011, I was the CIO of a multinational nonprofit. Loved my boss, loved my job, had flex time, which was really important to me. At the time, I had
CIO. So, sorry, what does that even stand for?
Chief
CIO.
Information Officer. I ran
Got it.
all of the information and database systems and processes.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so you're doing that, yes?
Doing that, I had flex time, which was really important. I had 3 little kids at the time. I now have 5 less little kids. And I had this crazy dream. I wanted to help small business owners. I've always been business minded. I started my first profitable business when I was 10 years old and, earned tens of thousands of dollars when my business, different one that I did when I was 16, 17. So this is just who I am.
Yeah.
But I'm also I work from a place of passion and desire. And so I had been working in the nonprofit space because I wanted to give.
Mhm.
And somewhere like 2008, 9, 10, after that big recession, I kept overhearing people just really dissatisfied, poor income, big mess, and they wanted to do their own thing, but they had no idea how. I went to business school, I majored in marketing. They don't teach entrepreneurship. The people
No.
who teach entrepreneurship in university were not entrepreneurs.
Yeah, the MBA stuff, right? I mean,
Correct. What they teach you in business school is how to work for a big business.
yeah.
That is what they teach you, how to come into a corporation and build it. They don't teach you real entrepreneurship. And I wanted to show these people that you really can turn any idea, talent, hobby, skill, certification into a professional, profitable business. You don't have to have a big budget. I've always been scrappy.
Mhm.
And I started it just like that. I took a coaching certification in 2009 before everyone and their niece's nephew was a coach. I was a coach. And I started my business there. I was living in Jerusalem at the time, moved it here to Los Angeles 5 years later, grew it to a multinational consultancy with clients and staff on 6 continents and 10 time zones from LA all the way to Hong Kong.
Sounds fun and like a nightmare at the same time, but yeah.
I loved it. And at this point, I refuse to be wealthy, successful, and miserable. So I don't do that anymore the same way. Those were days when I'd be like on my phone, messaging all the clients as they were waking up.
Yeah.
And then I would go to sleep for a couple hours and then wake up and it'd be the middle of half the world's day already because I'm in LA. Even New York is already halfway through the day by the time I'm starting. So I'm just like all day on the phone, completely absorbed my life. So we reset it, focused on the stuff that we're best at, which is the strategy, which is how do you turn an idea into money? How do you get the marketing to work? I would say that's probably the biggest problem that I've been solving for people the last 5, 7 years. Most people teach tactics. I call it the MEGs. Okay, so the MEGs is everything you're going to find in marketing and business development now in the small business world. M stands for morons. Right? They're not malicious. They're clueless. They saw a TikTok one day that was like, you can be a social media manager, just go on Upwork, charge $1,000 a client. And then you do spin and then you do the same thing. And these
Never worked that well for me.
Yeah, no, these people they don't mean ill. They have no clue. Like, oh, I like social media. Yeah, I can post things for you. And you, the business owner, no idea what you're doing. This person says they know what they're doing. You don't know. They think they know. The blind,
especially if you're an old fart like me and you don't really want to have much to do with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. You're like, yeah, I'll just give it to them. And then you just throw money at them and then it goes down the toilet. Right. So they're morons. They're not bad. But if you're a moron too, and you don't learn anything, that's what's going to happen. So that's one thing you're going to find lots of that. And they're not even mean. They're not bad. They're just completely clueless.
Clueless.
And think of it as like pyramid shape, right? So you have the most morons out there. Okay. And then the next level you have is experts. Right. So that's the E in MEGs, experts in their industry. These are people who do marketing for chiropractors, marketing for coaches, marketing for construction workers, marketing for whatever, even things that don't start with C. And these people are former chiropractors, coaches, construction workers themselves who cracked the marketing code and look at these testimonials of people just like them who did just what they said, who were super successful. And you're like, oh my God, chiropractor, coach, construction worker, I should do the same thing. And I want you to imagine it that this person, they don't understand marketing as a discipline. They don't necessarily, they figured out a thing. Sometimes they figured it out 10 years ago. It's a very different world 10 years ago than now. But they figured out a thing. If you have the same shoe shape and the same shoe size, you can step into their footsteps and follow the path they took, as long as nothing in the landscape has changed either. They figured out a thing. If you can do the exact same thing they did, if the world didn't change and you are just like them, same audience, same abilities, same message, same everything, it'll work. That's why they have amazing testimonials of people that are very similar to them.
Right.
Again, not bad. Meanwhile, don't know what they don't know. So much that you can learn from their method, but if you expect that you can just step into their footsteps, but you're different or the world has changed, you're going to get stuck. Those are E's. G's are my favorites, and I call these the genius tacticians. These are the people that teach you a marketing tactic. What's the difference? A tactic is one thing that you can do. So if you think of marketing and business as a puzzle, which is how I think of it, there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of moving parts. Tacticians teach one or two, maybe three puzzle pieces of a 50, 500, 5,000 piece puzzle. If you have the other 497 pieces, and then they teach you the last 1, 2, 3 of them, you're going to be wildly successful. You're ready to go. But if you have 4 of the puzzle pieces and they teach you 3, you've got 7 out of 50. So again, they have amazing testimonials because someone came to them and they teach you email marketing or how to do Facebook groups or how to do lead gen through LinkedIn or how to do direct email campaigns or how to build a sales funnel. If you build the best, fanciest sales funnel, but your messaging and your offer are wrong, or your target is wrong, or any of these things, it's not, I've had people argue with me over which shade of pink is better. I'm like, honey, it really doesn't matter. No one wants to buy this. It doesn't. The shade of pink isn't going to make the sale.
Yeah.
And when I teach marketing, we do that. So then you have strategists, right? And there's the least of us. Most people like me who've been in the game this long won't touch anybody for less than not touch. Oh my gosh, the world is insane. Won't work with anyone or serve them or help them for less than $25,000, $50,000. Yeah. I like to work with the babies. They can start with me at a few $100s. I want everyone who has a business dream to know what they need to know to go and make it profitable. This is my dream.
So speaking as a tactician, what would you say, what comes to mind of one of your favorite success stories of one of your clients, especially if they started as a baby and you helping them to kind of really hit the ground running and become successful?
Oh my gosh, I have so many. I can just give you recent ones because if I start going back, I'll
The recent one's fine.
Yeah. So a recent one was a guy who had been employed somewhere working in marketing for another company, wanted to go and launch his own business. He was earning over $100,000 at his job, needed that money. Like he could not leave his job until he replaced his salary. And this is so many people, as I'm sure you know. We were able to take him to 10K profit months within 6 months from zero.
And what was he offering? Like what was
what we figured out, so he was first, and this is a lot of the times what I do in the process when I work with people. They don't even know what they really want. Like they got this vague idea. He was like, I'm going to be a marketing coach, a business coach, I know this thing. I was like, you actually have an expertise in a very specific industry like your job. What if we just made you a fractional CMO? And he was like, for a company just like the one you're working for, except that you can take on more than one client.
Yeah.
Right. You're not and this guy had to drive 2 hours each way to his job every day. Yeah. So we could get you working remotely. He knew how to build the teams. He knew how to do everything. We did organic LinkedIn, which is one of my favorite things to do that I teach. LinkedIn and I have been very good friends since 2018. We did organic LinkedIn and done. Right? Booked his first 10K month client in 6 months. We had a couple little things before that, but steady business. And for me, the most important thing is he did it on purpose. He didn't play marketing slot machines. I get calls from people like, Estie, I did a coaching course and then they taught us how to do Google ads to get clients. So I did Google ads and I paid $400 the first month and I got a client. They paid me $1,500. And then I paid $400 the second month and nothing happened. And then I paid $400 the third month and nothing happened. Estie, how long should I keep paying $400 until it pays me back again? I'm like, I don't know. How much do you like playing marketing slot machines? That's literally what you're putting in money. You pull the lever. You have no idea why it worked. You just spit money out. You're like, cool.
Got lucky.
Estie, how long do I need to stay in the casino till I make my money back? Honey, I don't know if you've ever learned the rules of gambling, but the house always wins.
Yeah.
The longer you stay, the more money you lose. I would cut out now. You've already more than broken even. Let's learn real marketing strategy, how to do that on purpose.
Well, one of the things that appealed to me about your bio, Estie, is that you like to help people bootstrap their marketing. So you touched on one. You like LinkedIn. Without giving away all your secret sauce, what are some of the marketing methods that you recommend to people that need to bootstrap their marketing budget?
Love it. So when you say marketing methods, I hear marketing tactics.
Sure.
So Estie, LinkedIn organic outreach is a marketing method or tactic. For me, I teach the foundational principles, how you stitch the whole thing together. So I teach a 5-step process. We call it the ascension model. ACEND, it's spelled wrong, just makes it more memorable. And it goes down instead of up, so more memorable. And you take the 5 steps that take you from attention to money. So that's what I teach. And then we fill in each of the categories. The stuff that I hear you talking about and that most people refer to when they say marketing is only the A. And I'll never teach only the A because the A's don't turn into money. You also need the C and the end. You need the whole thing for it to be money. But in terms of the A's, again, organic outreach can be anything from your local coffee shop to any social media platform to trade shows and business events to networking through people you already know. I have a guide, 167 promotional strategies. So 167 different ways to get people's attention for low or no cost. That's not the hard part to me. What happens to most people is they don't know how to turn that attention into money. My favorite marketing method is the process. Because you probably already have the ability to get the attention you need to turn it into money. You just don't have the skill of how that attention turns into money. And so you think that there's some magic pill somewhere that you can take, some magic method. My first really successful group coaching program was called Marketing Magic. But to me, magic is sleight of hand and optical illusion. It's an art and a science. You can learn it. There's a finesse, but there's also a method to the madness. So that's my favorite marketing method, the process that turns it into money.
Nice. Makes sense. Okay. And just for fun, what's another example of one of your clients that you worked with recently and how you're able to help them transform?
Okay, this one spent some money, but it was well spent. So I had a client came to me a few years ago. I'll tell you why it's relevant now. Came a few years ago with a business dream, wanted to open a brick and mortar. Brick and mortars are notoriously money eaters, right?
Yeah, sure.
Most people say if you're going to open a brick and mortar, minimum 2 years until you break even, hope to break profit. We broke profit year 1.
Nice.
We hit 1.5 million year 1. And we've been steady at around 1.5 million for the last 3 years. And she reached out recently. She's just maxed. She'd already had another business. This was her second one, kind of her third. And we want to sell it. So now we're looking into selling it between $500,000 and $1 million in addition to what it's already earned.
Nice. Well, those are great stories. Estie, time flies when we're having fun. If people want to connect with you, find out more, book a call, etc., where should they go?
So I actually would love to give them a free gift.
Sure.
If you go to estiestarr.com/free gift, so ESTIESTARR.com/free gift, I think you know how to spell that, you will get access at the moment to a free 3-day marketing success challenge. It's usually a $200 program. We have it there listed for free temporarily. If it's gone by the time you hear this podcast, because I know podcasts are evergreen, there'll be something else at the free gift. So estiestarr.com/free gift. You'll go through 3 days of all of the bootstrap secrets, the ascension model, how to do your pitch so that people actually, I call it reverse sales, how to get someone to ask you to buy something instead of you selling them something, and a bunch of other really cool marketing bootstrap secrets.
Sounds great. Estie, thanks so much for being on the show. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to the High Ticket Success Podcast. Want to be featured? Share your story and inspire other premium coaches, consultants, and advisors? Apply now at highticketsuccesspodcast.com/guest.